Everyone, we're going to go through strength band. I recommend you get the cloth covered ones if you can. It's just the rubber ones will crack and potentially break, and that can cause health concerns. So make sure you have water, you feel good when you do this, and that you've probably eaten within about the last hour. We're not going to do a warm up. I've done that in another video, and so you can watch that, and it also has stretches in it. But it is important that you do warm up. So basically what I'm going to do is show you a number of upper body exercises you can do with minimal lower body exercises you can do with the strength band. And as long as you have one, you can pretty much do this anywhere. So let's start off. This is going to be like a lat pull down, and you'll notice you want a strength band where the tension is doable by you. So you actually may want to buy a few different ones for different exercises. So if you come up and it doesn't irritate you, you can simulate, okay, a lat pull down behind the head, and I stop above the base of the head. It's actually called the occipital bun. If you start going below that, you can hurt your shoulders, and I don't recommend that. So that's one way. Another way is to come in the front, like a lat pull down, and my tummy's in. I am leaning a little bit back, so the knees are soft and bent just a little bit. And the reason the tummy's in, so I don't hyperextend back. The arms are 90 degrees. This is not what we're trying to do. In fact, that's a different exercise, and we're not going to get into that. So let's go over that. You can go behind the head. You can go in front. The elbow should be about 90 degrees, not up, not in. If we hold it at the front, tense your lats. So sides of the armpits, the muscle right here. And this is one way to do a back exercise. You can do rear delt, and you notice I'm higher, and I'll do a side view. You can work between the shoulder blades, and how you know if you're doing it or not is you contract that muscle and keep contracting it until you've got a full range of motion. And you can do your lats in a horizontal position, which is different stabilizing muscles than doing it from a vertical position. Okay, then we want to go into the chest. So you're going to grab on. I go under the arms, going over the arms, rubs against them. If the handles are not going to give you enough tension, you can grab farther down the strength band. Okay, and it's like you're doing a chest press. Now, the pec, the muscle you're trying to work, should be contracted. Okay, so there's the armpit and it goes in. Should be contracted the whole time. When it stops contracting, that's where you stop. If you keep going, it will sink. So from the side view, make sure you're contracting your pecs, not your arms. Shoulder, unless you're going to kneel, normally you can only do one arm at a time. So you press. Now you notice my hand is on my hip. And the reason I'm keeping it on the hip is to stabilize. If I go like this, I can be all over and the spine is not stabilized. So there's a reason for doing that. Obviously, if you're doing both, that'll stabilize itself. So as soon as your hands are above your hip, the core tends to start to engage. Okay, you can also do one arm bicep. Change your footing, and you may be able to do two arm. So I want you to have variance. One, so you're not bored. Two, so that if you're saying the one arm one just doesn't work right, I'm more comfortable with two, it stabilizes me, then do two. You're still working the bicep muscle. And again, to figure out the range of motion, contract the bicep muscles. And there's two heads, so two, make sure you're contracting both. Make sure your tummy is in a bit, stabilize the spine, because again, you don't want to lean back. For the tricep, you can do a few different things. You could actually go back. Careful when you do this. That's actually more of a good stretch or warm up. You can stand. And the reason I'm not doing two that way is this just doesn't stretch out enough. So I would put your foot forward a bit instead of, well, actually you could put it back too, but it will rub against you. So I'll give you an alternative to that. You can do kickbacks, and kickbacks, I would have one foot and extend. If that's too easy, I would cross over. So hopefully you can see that and extend. And I'll do that from the side so you can see it. Okay, my hands on my thigh. You don't want to just dangle because again, you won't have the support for the spine. Don't drop your elbow down. This would be a back row, but I will do that on the same side. And since we're doing that, okay, so from a forward view, from a side view, this leg is bent, this one is bent. Do not lock your legs out and pull. And the torso should be stretched out. This is not going to do what you want it to do, okay? So always stretch out, support your lower back by holding on. Now, let's turn that into a workout. So we're going to start with vertical. You're going to hold it up. We're not going to go behind the head. We're going to go in front. Make sure you're breathing. If you're not sure, you can inhale and exhale, or exhale, inhale. If you had whiplash, I would inhale on the way down and exhale as you come back up. You can do 8 to 12 reps. And then we're going to go into a chest to give our back a break. Remember, I go under the arms, face forward, your fists are forward, not in like this. Contract that chest. And once it's contracted, okay, you don't contract it and let it go. You keep it contracted throughout the whole range of motion. When you return, the eccentric, it will disengage, and that's fine. So push. And then we're going to go back to back. Now, you'll notice the chest is still out. Now we're stretching the chest. So when you do a chest press, you're contracting it. When you work your back, you're stretching it. So you want to get full range of motion, not past full range where you see the shoulders go forward. The muscle being worked, so in this case the lats, when it's fully contracted, that's your full range. And it may go into the rhomboids between the shoulder blades, that's fine. But that's your full range. Don't start going beyond that because this kind of thing will happen. All right, so we're going to do bicep, but we're going to do one arm bicep. Again, it's going to depend on the tension. Your hand is here. Make sure you have spinal alignment. Make sure you're contracting the bicep. It's not this, and we don't want you leaning. It's nice, smooth movement. You could go down, come up, curl if you just wanted to throw in some leg stuff, but I think I would just do bicep curl until you get used to it. If you do it one side, do it the other. If you did 8 reps one side, make sure you do 8 the other. If you are finding you have a muscle imbalance, so if your left or right is weaker than the other one, start on the weaker side and it will determine how many reps you should do with both arms. And since we're here, we're going to step forward, grab on, and extend. And that's tricep. Tricep kickback, because we're focusing on the upper body. How many times you can do it? You can do it 2 times, you can do it 3 times. You can try different things, because remember, you can also do this as a horizontal movement instead of pulling it from the ground. And I'm going to leave it at that because I want to keep these fairly straightforward, let you practice it, and we'll have more videos. So everybody take care, and I hope you enjoyed this.